podcast. We got Charles in the studio with us today.
Hello.
Charles, what do you do? Introduce yourself.
I'm Charles, and presently I'm a renovations expert. I fix homes, I paint, I redo kitchens, I redo bathrooms, I consult.
That's awesome.
Also, I got back into the music business again, so I'm Ari Sky's manager, which you had her here
Very
a couple
cool.
weeks ago. Young 15-year-old, super crazy,
Amazing
talented,
singer.
smart, super everything.
Go check out that podcast.
And check it out, and we'll repost. Family guy, I'm married.
That's awesome.
I have a little boy of 11. He's
a cutie.
He's a cutie, athlete, funny.
Yeah.
He does impersonations, so
Ooh.
it's all fun. And
what are we talking about today? We're talking a little bit about fake attitudes, fake environments, fake culture.
Yes.
We're going to start with that.
Yeah.
Then we're going to get into life and health.
Life and health.
How to stay healthy in a world that is tearing us down.
Yes, and social media, a little bit of feminism, machoism.
Oh yeah, and then that's what we're ending. Machoism, what is that?
It's Bro.
I think women have a little bit of that too.
Yeah, we all do. It's how to calibrate the two sexes at some point,
because we all have female and male energies within us, so It's about how to channel them and balance ourselves out.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So we'll end on feminism and machoism.
There you go.
Cool. So let's start with.
Sorry.
No, don't say sorry. Let's start with fake. What is fake? What's a fake environment?
Fake, I think it's always existed, and it's fake, maybe a little pretentious. Social media gives that a lot these days. People giving the wrong impression of what they're doing or what they want to do, and it's okay, but in the end, it affects the actual person,
the consumer.
Yeah, but the actual person that's posting whatever for themselves, if they're not true to their whatever they want to perceive, you know. And a lot of social media is for fun. People post their food, and people, oh my God, a selfie. I'm at Niagara Falls, or I'm on vacation somewhere.
Yes.
And then there's the people that take it a little more serious, and it should be serious, but they give out a different vibe to the consumer than what they're probably trying to project to the consumer. So. I think
it's hard though, because it's I'm thinking about how I use social media, and it all started off as fun. I would post things about me doing a little squat in my apartment. It all started off fun, but then when you see the potential that social media has to build people, to build brands and businesses, then you start taking it a little bit more seriously, and that's where the contrived fakeness comes in, because it's who am I trying to target? And I think people get lost in who they're trying to target and what the purpose of their page is. Yeah,
because it's being distracted by the
fake love.
The involvement of who's liking, who likes this. Oh my God, I got 800 likes, but maybe if you had only 30 likes by the people that are actually watching you for what you're doing, that can help you into the next level, would be better if you had 30 likes instead of 800 likes of just people scrolling it's Fiona, or it's Charles, or it's whoever.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah, but the numbers, what do they mean? You know what I mean? What everybody's trying to build a brand. What's a brand? And previously I was explaining to you the Big Mac, right? Now the Big Mac today is a brand.
So you were saying, when you think of a Big Mac, what, you can taste it.
Yeah.
And I was I can.
So now if you say to somebody Big Mac, they can actually, oh wow.
Taste the pickles,
I might have one today at this point. But go back to the person creating a Big Mac who didn't have Instagram.
Yeah.
Right? Today you would have done, here's my bottom patty, and now I'm putting a meat, and tomorrow, I think I invented this sauce. And in there you're saying, I'm creating my brand, or I'm a brand, but you're not a brand. You're a brand when you start to sell.
Yeah.
When there's a financial compensation. that's when you're a brand.
Yeah.
Because there's two people. If you take a person like Rihanna, right? Rihanna is a human being who sings, but then she's Rihanna,
The brand.
the artist, the brand.
The makeup line.
But she built the people behind her. There's a machine. There was people that believe in her. There's all this. It didn't happen through Instagram or Facebook. It happened through hard work and preparation and being ready for the next thing.
Yeah.
So we take you, because I said it before, I follow you, and you have this image that I met her. It's the first time I meet her, and you're not trying to be a supermodel. You're not trying to be a singer. You're not. You're a fitness person. You train. That's what you show. You don't. Oh, check out my next video, and you just do it. And
I kind of do that sometimes though.
But we all do. But I'm saying it's when you're being true to yourself. We're all gonna do that. It's social media.
Yeah.
We all want the attention. Everybody wants the attention.
Of course.
Everybody
this is
wants
what we're striving for
the 800 likes or the 400 likes
or just for you to watch a 15-second video.
But,
like we want attention.
But what I'm saying, that should be fun. You shouldn't take that serious, because what you need to take serious is, what am I doing to build myself to be better?
Yeah.
And it's not Instagram or Facebook that's gonna do that for you. It's that person, that one person that one day you might meet, that might say, hey, you want to be our ambassador for our new fitness line? Do you want to do a commercial with us? Do you want to? That's where your career starts to build. Not because you got 10,000 followers. Because
you don't think that has to do with that brand deal though?
It
Those
does.
followers?
But that's not what I said. You need to do that.
Yeah.
It's part of your work. It's part of today's culture and society.
Yeah.
But don't create an illusion that's not there for yourself, because that's distracting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have 10,000 followers. Great, but how much have you been on the incline the past 6 months or a year of what you're doing, right? If you're posting selfies and you're a foodie, whatever, just have fun with it. But if you're trying to become something, like I'm a renovations expert, right? I post on social media. I don't post on Instagram because nobody cares, but I have a Facebook page, and that's where I post. And I have a page for my renovations company, and people have called me because I'm targeting the right people.
Yeah.
And I don't. Some people say, "Oh my God, I love that bathroom," but that's not why I posted it. I posted it because I'm creating.
It's part of your life.
Yeah, but I'm creating a commercial. I'm promoting myself for the next client, for somebody to see it that says, "Hey, Charles, one day you're at the table, who's gonna fix my bathroom? Oh, I know this guy Charles. I saw him on Facebook." Or
I find it's difficult to create this brand, but then not become a caricature of yourself. Like you're posting photos of, like I post photos of myself, videos of myself, and then it's like, okay, how much am I just living in the moment versus planning this stuff out? Because I plan a lot of it too.
It's exactly it. Today there's for me. There's two catchphrases that I don't really appreciate.
Okay, what is it?
And it's brand and influencer. Okay. Right? Now, brand. What's a brand? It's something that makes money. It's something that has a visual or a taste, if you're talking about a Big Mac.
It hits the five senses.
That you see and you go, wow, I saw that. Calvin Klein. Hot guy supermodel, Guess, gorgeous girl posing, but it's a brand, it's clothing. You're gonna go buy that.
Yeah, it's a feeling.
So what's my brand? I don't have one, unless I'm in renovation. Nobody's buying my brand, so everybody's building this brand. But what's the brand? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody's brand, but you're just somebody trying to build something. So build it.
Yeah.
And use social media to your advantage, but don't let it distract you thinking that you've already made it just because you have so many followers. Because a brand is supposed to have an income, financial income. People want to buy it, want to buy you, they want to hang out with you, they want to be with you, they want to, they want to see your concert, they want to see you selling protein shakes, and you know what I mean? Like,
how can you come across as not fake then? if you're trying to build something, how can you tell the difference between a fake influencer and a real one?
Well, they're having somewhat success, and there's an incline, you know.
Okay. Because the
There's
people can tell.
yes, like 6 months from now, you might get an endorsement from a protein company or a bikini company or just clothing.
Yeah.
The other day you were, I don't know what was in the bag, but I'm assuming,
Boutique Dynasty?
Yeah.
Casa Dynasty.
yeah, you friends of ours.
Oh,
Yes,
cool.
you promoted them. I'm assuming that they gave you something or you promoted. So
Yeah, a
you're-
collaboration.
they wanted your name associated with their brand.
Yeah.
So you're slowly becoming a brand.
That's cool.
So it's not necessarily financial right now, but
Right now.
it's a barter. They took you as Fiona
Yeah.
and them, and you guys promoted yourselves through social media
Yeah,
to the world.
that's
and
cool.
and that's how you build. So tomorrow there might be another company that says, hey, I just saw her lift 200 pounds. 200
Yeah.
pounds. Squatting. That freaks me out because I can't do that.
Don't worry,
And-
everyone can do it. Everyone can
no,
do
no,
it.
I'm sure I could if I
Yeah.
practice, but I'm saying it's just awesome, and so that's for me where you build your brand, and the social media is great. Again, like I said, but some people take it too serious
Yeah.
for themselves, and they distract themselves from what they're actually at what level
Trying
they're
to
at.
do.
Yeah,
Like, what are they trying
or
to
at what
do?
level
Yeah.
they're at,
Yeah.
right? Because everything's gonna be hard work, whether you're hands on.
Yeah.
Or you're building a musical career as a singer or an artist,
Anything.
and then there's the 10,000 hour rule,
Yeah.
right?
To be an expert, you need
to be-
10,000
that's
hours
right.
in your belt.
So if I'm a singer,
Show me the pudding.
yeah, be a singer, be great at
Yeah.
singing, be great at playing guitar, be great at lifting weights, be great at being a model that lifts weights or just a model.
Yeah.
Focus on that.
Oh, I'm so bad with focus. But I know what
No,
you
no,
mean.
but I'm not directly speaking to you. I'm just, we're here today.
For sure.
And if this can give insight to you or other people,
Yeah.
and I struggle with that too. Nobody's perfect.
Focus, yeah.
And we spoke earlier offline. You're gonna learn till the last day of your life. It's just life. There's different things every day. Like some days, my son's 11. He'll say something. I'm like, wow, okay, that's different. And
Where did he learn that? Yeah.
Maybe he didn't learn that. Maybe that's his thought process, and that's what I came out with. Or with Ari, it's 2 years. We're practicing like almost every Thursday, and we're in studio and stuff. And we hang out, and she has these different insights because she's an old soul, and I'm like, oh wow, okay. Like, why didn't I think of that? Because I wouldn't have. She thought of, but why didn't I ever see that at my age? Because it's just somebody else's perspective. That's why we're all different.
Yeah.
So sometimes, I'm with younger people and I'm listening. Sometimes my son speaks to his friend and I'm like, wow, what are they saying? And it makes sense, but they're 11, and so you learn, you look at it from a different perspective, a different angle.
Yeah.
And that's where, and not everybody's capable of doing that, but there's also, like, I'm also an artist, I'm a songwriter, so I analyze things, I take things from a poetic perspective.
Yeah.
And
you're just
that's-
incisive.
Yeah.
What about when you meet someone, how can you tell if they're being fake? What could you tell people to not be fake? What are the signs of fakeness?
I think, to really meet somebody that's fake at that moment, to know, they really have to be pretentious and acting like a Kardashian or something, acting. Because
Okay.
the Kardashians are the Kardashians. I always say this, going to a job interview, right? You dress up, put on makeup or a suit and tie, you're at your best, you're going to be at your best behavior.
So it's kind of a form of fakeness.
It is, okay? And you go to this job interview and you ace it and you get the job. but then you're like the worst employee they ever hired.
Yeah, you show up the first day, you're not at all like that.
Based, and it's nobody's fault, and it's happened many times, you know, because I've worked in that environment as well, that you went there to be your best, to get the job. I want this job and I'm going to get this job. But then you don't show up Wednesday. You're sick on Thursday. You finish at 4:30.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you at work because, oh my God, you know, and
Yeah.
whatever. And so that was fake. But
Yeah.
you can't tell at that moment, and you can't, you know, look for that all the time. You know, we've been lied to, cheated, betrayed. It's all part of life. It's all part of we these are the groups, you know. I also Jesus and his apostles, not from a religious
Standpoint, yeah.
standpoint. There was the leader, right? And then there's the followers, the people that, oh my God, what's he gonna say next? Then there's the backstabber. Then there's the guy, you know.
Yeah.
And in modern day we have that. We have the guy that, hey bro, what's happening? You know. Okay, you decide. Right? So alpha male. I decide. My friend told me I decide. Then there's the guy waiting for me to break up with my girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So every group, whether it's female or male, has these people. And then as we grow older, we start to filter these people out. And again, we could get fooled later on in life again because that person came for the interview and said, I'm going to ace this guy and then we'll see later, you know?
So what could you tell someone, like, why do you think that people are fake? What is the purpose of being fake?
Sometimes you just want to impress the Joneses, you know. Everybody today's got the car. They got the girl. They got, you know, vacation twice a year. And it's fine. But you have to be able to afford yourself that lifestyle, right? So it's part of integrating with society. It's like peer pressure in school.
So it's caring about what people think.
Why did my daughter Fiona, the most responsible human being in the world, end up in trouble with those other girls? Peer pressure. You broke. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's all. It doesn't necessarily reflect who you truly are, but because you want to belong to some kind of, you try to keep up with that.
So ultimately it's about fear of being judged or fear of like
Not
needing to
belonging.
be
Yeah.
accepted.
Yeah,
Need to be
that's
accepted.
my outlook. That's, you know, and then there's people that just do what they do and they're okay, you know. They're okay. I've been in a rock band. I'm a baker. I was a baker. I work in construction. I've been in sales. I've been, you know, and I've been broke 3 times, right?
Like bankrupt?
Not bankrupt. Bankrupt
Broke.
is legal. It's a
Okay,
legal
yeah.
term. Bankrupt is you lost all your money and you owed money to the bank and now for 7 years.
Okay, yeah.
Broke. Broke, like I'm at 0.
It's okay.
Like what do I do now? It's okay.
It's really okay.
It's only money.
It's my
and
life.
but if you work, you'll get it back.
Yeah.
And if you make some right decisions, again, you don't know where you're gonna end up in life because everybody plans that. You know, I'm planning my destiny. You don't plan your destiny. You
It
just
just unfolds.
don't.
Yeah.
You know, things happen. You know, accidents.
Yeah.
You know, you go to work. You have the best job in the world. Bang, the company gets bought out or it closes. What am I gonna do now? Like us, we got bought out. They sent us home. They sent everybody home. They don't care. So you go home. What do you do now? I have no job. Right?
So you can't live in the future because
No.
the future is not promised.
No, but you need to work to live in the future. But,
I know.
But when there's a shift, you have to be ready to adapt so that you could continue. And maybe, hey, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe something else is going to come out of it. Maybe, not maybe, it'll definitely make you stronger if you don't go in your room and cry for 6 months. But
Yeah.
but it's just it's a different stage. It's a different. It's not bad luck. It's not, you know.
It's just a change in your
you
life.
You weren't jinxed. You weren't. It's just people. We speak that way, but it's stuff that happens. You know?
Yeah.
Like I told you before. I mean, we might talk about it a little later. 7 weeks ago, my dad went to the hospital thinking he's constipated, and 48 hours later, they removed his colon and they found cancer. So we weren't expecting that. So it shifted our whole family to a different mindset.
Yeah.
But now he's recovering, so he's alive. So he's gonna make the best of whatever life he has left.
Yeah.
But he lived, so he could get to enjoy another sunset, another sunrise, grandchildren, talking to his neighbor. But health-wise, he has to readapt to this. So there's always something, like you could go out, you might get hit by a car, and you might live. You might
be paralyzed.
Or have problems walking, or hopefully never paralyzed. But
No.
but like the Broncos, right? In last year, the hockey team.
Okay, yeah.
These young guys, they were going to a hockey game, and they got hit by a trailer. That's just everybody's life changed. Like, what do you do now, right?
So what do you do now?
How
can someone get through a huge change of direction of their life?
Well, that's the choices everybody makes as an individual. There's definitely therapy, psychologists, accepting that maybe you won't be playing hockey ever again because that's what you did all your life, right? I'm in renovations. My biggest fear is one of my saws cuts off my fingers. I'm a guitar player. Like, what would I do then? Definitely not play guitar again, but what do I do at that point? Like, I'm not there yet, but I would have to live with it, right? I would have to grow into something else. And it's just the mindset you create for yourself at that point. Do I sit here and feel sorry for myself, or do I go? Some of those people didn't live, so the families are living without them.
Yeah.
So they had a different perspective, right? There was one kid that I saw the other night on the news. He was a goalie. He was the goalie, and he lived. And he was the guy they switched. They thought he was dead.
Okay, yeah.
And now they made him a goalie coach in the team. So he came out in a suit and he was speaking, and
That's cool.
and it's a year. It's not even a year. So in a year, he readapted himself into this. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna be still in hockey, but as a person looking in, instead of being somebody doing it.
Yeah.
He had no choice, but he could have said, "I'm not doing this anymore. I'm gonna become, a financial planner." I don't know.
Or he could have it could have changed his life. He could have went to drugs and been like,
depressed.
I'm done. It's over with. My life is over. But he used his passion and just shifted his perspective to it.
Exactly.
So let's get into our second topic, life and happiness and health. How do we stay, positive in this life? Are you a positive person?
Very.
Really?
Very.
Why?
I don't know. Partially, it's in my nature.
Okay.
I've never looked at stuff. Oh my God, what am I gonna do now? And I gotta wake up today.
So do you think some people are positive and some people are just negative?
Yes.
And it's just like
Yes.
like that?
That's how they are. But you have to reach a level where you're what's the word I'm looking for? Where you're performing, where you're good enough to handle situations for your happiness. Not at work. I'm not saying work. I'm not saying, you can't always feel sorry for yourself. You can't always feel I'm not good enough, or what if, or what are they gonna say, or it's really a lot of people live that way, and I grew up with that culture. What are neighbors gonna think? I had hair to my belt.
Oh,
right?
I can't imagine that.
And I'll show you later.
Okay.
And I was in a rock band.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm part of this Italian community that you better get married by 20. You gotta have kids by 22, and you gotta buy a house. And and I didn't do any of that.
Pressure, yeah.
But I didn't do any of that. So it was disappointing somewhat to my parents, to my family, because culturally I wasn't raised that way. But I grew up. I never went against the grain or rebel, but this is who I am, and I don't care who's gonna tell me whatever, and I don't care what the neighbor thinks.
Even if it's your parents. Don't
Yes.
care what your parents think.
No, okay. Depending what you're doing, you know what I mean.
I feel like you shouldn't care. You shouldn't
Yeah,
care about
but
anyone's opinion of you.
If
Even
you're
if
on
it's
heroin, it's different. You know what I mean. But if you want to become a singer, right? But your parents worked their whole life and they put up the savings account for you to be a lawyer, you're gonna have a rough life if you're stuck in the middle, right?
Because if you care about what your parents want and think of you.
Yes. So at one point, it's not that you don't care what they say, because they're your parents. You gotta communicate and say, hey, listen, like, you can't force me to do this. Like, and most parents, will get it.
Ugh.
To a certain level. You know, they'll always say, oh my God, like, she should have been a lawyer. Now she's going to be an artist, a starving artist.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's going to work at a donut shop.
Yeah.
But you might have to detach yourself from that, which I did, to be happy.
And now how's your relationship with your parents?
It's fine, but my parents come from old country. They're immigrants. We don't speak news. We don't speak philosophy, psychology. Like,
okay, so how do they feel about your career and your choices in life? Do they ever verbalize that to you?
No, they weren't happy then, but now I'm normal. I'm married and I have a kid and I have a house.
So they're
normal.
happy.
The outcome for them
is the same.
But that's because I grew into that.
Yeah.
Not because I was forced to get married and have a kid and buy a house.
So your life is probably way happier because you followed what you wanted to do.
Yes, and I did, and I got to meet crazy people. I got to experience crazy things. I got
to meet Whitney Houston.
Yes,
to be managed by Whitney Houston.
Yes, Whitney Houston twice. She sat right here, and I sat here. Just crazy. Unfortunately, we didn't have phones then. Well, we had cameras, but you had to take it out, the flash bulb. It was just 1930.
1930?
No, 1989. But it's funny because today it's like, oh, let's take a selfie. And back then it was like, okay, do we ask her? No, don't ask her next time, you know, because you had to take out the camera and then somebody else had to take the picture. It was just, you know, we didn't want to bother her and we thought we were going to be there forever. But back to what we were saying, like, you have a lifeline and you have all these little points that define you. Like today, we occupied each other's time.
Yeah.
Right? And when I leave here, either of us is going to say, wow, that was fun, or wow, you know, or...
Well, let's hope it's not the latter.
No, I'm not talking about me. I'm saying, you know, sometimes you meet somebody, they occupy your time, your space, your
energy.
Your energy, and they leave and you're not fulfilled. And maybe it's not their fault, it just didn't gel. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then there's moments where, wow, like I want to talk to that person again. There's so much insight, or just them standing there makes me feel better.
Yes.
You know, just come.
What is that?
It's genuine. It's true. It's real. It's that person belongs there. My morning, I wake up, I bring my son to school, I get in the car, and I call my friend Joe, and then I call my friend Mario.
Every morning you call your friends?
Almost every morning.
Wow.
Or they call me. And these are my go-to guys, you know, like, Helen Pompeo says in Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
You're my go-to girl, you know?
Okay, yeah.
And we don't talk about anything. It's just like, if you ask me what you talk about this morning, like, I wouldn't remember. It's just
to share
hey, man,
that
how
company.
are you? Like, you okay? What's happening? How's your day? Bro, man, again, it's snowing in this lousy province. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
We're just a lot of bitching, man.
Genuine friends.
But friendship, that aura that surrounds when you're in a good room, when you're in a good space, when you have, you know, true friendship and trust, and you just get things done.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, you go home and it's comfortable, and you made these choices.
Yeah. It's just to share their friendship.
But they've been there forever.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the other thing. Most of their best friends are from childhood because they've been through the same things together.
Yeah.
And you filtered out the Judas and the liar and the guy that wants to date your girlfriend.
All the followers.
Yeah, and all the followers, or the people that just, they always put a kink in your step.
Yes. Because negative energies are real, man.
Yeah.
Toxic people, you can feel them.
Yes.
And like, you know what? The more you spend time with them, you actually start changing and becoming them. It's a really scary thing.
Yeah.
Like I have a few in my life, and the more time I spend, I'll leave and I'll feel myself bringing that energy to my boyfriend, to my friends, and I'll be like, why am I so negative?
Yeah.
Because of certain people that I choose to spend my time with. So it's like, it sucks because you want that friendship to work and you care about them, but you know they're bad for you.
Sometimes you just gotta let it go, you know?
You know they're bad,
And as much as, like I told you about my friends, most of my best friends are women. Always been, since high school.
Joe and Mario are not a women.
No, those are my guy friends.
Those are your guys. Those are your bros.
But my best friends, my confidants,
confidants.
When there was problem, like in high school, you're going through stuff. You're dating somebody, and there was.
You need a woman's perspective.
But it wasn't necessarily that. It was just I'm drawn to be friends with women.
Okay.
And
so you have a good female energy, because I can tell that too.
Yeah.
Like you can relate to, like a lot. There are some men who just can't relate to the feminine energy.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
It's the way you're programmed. We discussed before there's a group of guys at a bar going, oh, girls, man, they're all like...
Girls, they're all crazy, man.
They're all crazy, man. That girl's crazy.
That girl's crazy.
And then you hear the girls... I owned a cafe many years ago.
Okay, so you heard...
Would you like a cafe? And it's like... And the girls are like, well, that guy's a pig. All he wants is... Blah, blah, blah. They're all the same, but we're not all the same. But we're not all the same. It's that conversation, which is fun. You're just letting stuff out, but we're not all the same. We're not all
it for the wrong things. And
yeah, but look, everything has to do with where you're at, right? So, for sure, if you live in another country where the woman is suppressed, right? That's their culture. So the whole world's trying to change that culture.
Yeah,
which is fine. We need to contribute somewhat if there's violence, whatever. But on a normal, like in our environment, North America, Western world, right? If you're gonna go to a nightclub and you're dressed all sexy and ready to go, and your makeup's fine, and you're just going out to have fun with your girlfriend, okay, and you get hit on, like, you're in that environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you put yourself in that place.
Yeah, you have to deal with it. Yeah. Right? Now, if you're coming out of your car with your groceries and your neighbor's whistling, there's something wrong there. Yes. He's got a problem, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the conversations become weird, right?
That's true.
Now if a guy dates a girl for 2 weeks because she's hot, she might also be crazy. You know what I mean? But your intention wasn't to marry her or live with her or hang out with her.
It was
so
just
let it go, right?
It was to taste.
That's where you're at. That's your environment. But then if you bring her in the house after 2 years you're dating, you didn't know she was crazy in 2 years. So it's, you understand? Okay. Or him. Like,
if you were dating someone for 2 years
and you don't know. What the F is wrong with this guy? As soon as we moved in, he became crazy. No, he was crazy, but you avoided it.
Too long
but
to
now you live
it
with this guy, right? Yeah. You live with this person or girl, and you were in denial, avoided it, whatever. Like, you didn't know in 2 years that.
How do you not know though? Yeah. Like in 2 years.
That's what I'm saying, right? So it's all, where are you at right now? Are you
what are you looking for?
Yeah, what are you looking for? Are you in control of your situation? Do you have a bird's eye view of this?
Yeah,
right?
that's
a lot of people look at things like here,
like directly affected by it.
Look at it this way.
Float above yourself. Yeah.
Look at it this way, right? What does the earth look like, right?
What is this relationship doing for you?
Yeah. Or for both of you.
For both of you.
Right? When you're in a relationship, you got to consider also the other person. Maybe you should tone it down a bit. You know what I mean? Like,
explain that.
Well, so, I've dated different women in my life, and I've been myself, right? I'm me, right? I walk in and I'm me, but you might not like this little bit of me. So if I want to hang out with you, maybe not change it, but not do it.
Alter it.
You understand? Like, and it doesn't have to be with women. It's with your friends, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You have different friends. You have different
Vibes, yeah, because I'm thinking
different religious beliefs. I
Yeah.
have friends that are Jehovah's. I have friends that are Muslim. I have friends that are Jewish. I have friends, and it's not a religious thing. I'm just saying, like,
no, it could just be a vibe.
Yeah.
Because I have a friend who, like, when I'm cocky and like,
Yeah.
oh, what's up, man? He loves it. And then I have a girlfriend that when I'm like that, like, oh, I'm feeling myself today, she'll look at me and she'll be like, okay, that's really weird. Can you stop? So it depends on who you're with.
Not. We're not gonna get into politics because I don't do that. But
Okay.
I don't like Trump. I never liked Trump. I don't like Trump since 1989. Before,
I think that's gonna upset a lot of people.
yeah, it's fine. But I have friends that love him.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it. It's fine.
It's fine.
Like, and I respect all that.
Yeah.
Right? And it was just an example
Yeah, for
because
sure.
he's the guy that's in the news lately.
Yeah.
But it could have been anything. Like I have friends that are Boston Bruins fan. Like they're crazy Boston Bruins.
That's
fan.
actually more political
Yeah.
than Donald
and
Trump.
I'm a Canadians fan. I'm not a crazy Canadians fan because I'm not a big sports guy. But don't touch my Canadians. So we don't talk hockey, right?
Because you can't.
Yeah, but it's fine,
Yeah.
and it's funny. It's funny, but it's just the example I'm making, right? If
But I hate that though, actually. I think about that and I'm like, it sucks to not be able to talk about differences because that's
no,
what
it's not the
brings us-
differences that you could talk about the differences. I'm saying you don't crash their party. If it's Bruins night at the bar
Oh,
at the
yeah,
casual
of
sport,
course.
don't go there with your jersey.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like. Couldn't you stay home tonight,
Yeah.
or at least participate and be part of us tonight?
Wear
you
our
know, you know what I mean?
jerseys. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. But on a personal level, like sometimes you see, I hate when he does that, and then you bring it up, and that person doesn't change that about them, or
Yeah.
or make an effort. Like make an effort. I really it bothers me, and you're making me the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like don't walk in with your shoes. Right?
Yeah.
Like, hello, like,
Yeah.
right? So it's just integrating, adapting to a different person, a different situation.
That's interesting because you walked in with your shoes in your hands and I was like, oh, that's so polite.
Yeah.
So it's part of like,
Yeah.
making sure that you're doing what you would hope to receive back. Maybe.
Yes, or just do it because you do it.
That works too.
Unconditional.
Unconditional.
Right? Like, I don't expect the people around me to be like me or think like me or act like me, but I also don't want those people to offset me.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
so just be you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just rock it, just make it happen. Let's go.
Unless it bothers someone.
But it's always gonna bother someone.
Yeah.
But that's where the filtering comes
Exactly.
in, right?
It's like,
do I want to hang out with you? Like I might
Do I
call
want
you.
to change myself to hang out
I'll
with
call you for your birthday. We'll go out once a year. We'll have coffee. I love you, but we really, I don't. We can't be together once a week. With all the rest of the girls, because the rest of the girls don't like you, and you're never gonna probably say this to that person, but you can't have somebody offset
you and your
or,
life.
or your environment because you feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
And it might sound mean right now, but
No, it
but
sounds
it's
normal.
happened. It's happened to everybody.
Yeah.
There's just that one person or a couple of people in your life that you have to kind of let go out of love, always,
Yeah,
and you're still friends
always.
with that. But they just don't. I have friends that don't care anything about music. And
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to let you go. You're not musically.
no, not
No, I
like,
know.
what do you, bro, your hair, like, why don't you get married? Like they think like my parents. I'm like, dude, no.
Yeah.
You go get married, and I'm gonna go
gonna
to,
go do my
hang out
thing.
with my friends, right?
Yeah.
So it's, like I said, I've learned that it's not about everybody else. It's you take care of yourself, and then everybody around you, if they're in with you and it's comfortable,
Then it will be.
that's where spirituality comes in, where where you call that person and say, "Hey, man, I missed you today," or you don't necessarily have to say it, but hey, how was your day? How's it going? What's
and phone calls are so important, I find.
Yeah,
because
and
we
today
don't do
we
it
like
anymore.
that. Yeah.
Because hearing someone's voice, it's like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Especially if you haven't seen them for like months.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into our last topic. Feminism.
Oh.
It's a hot topic.
Big, hot topic.
You said that before I started the podcast, I asked you what kind of topics are you feeling, you have opinions about or that are controversial. And you said, well, I have controversial views on feminism. What are your views on feminism?
Again,
not to offend anyone.
No, not at all. I'm not the rah-rah for men and whatever. It's just I said most of my best friends are women. And lately, because of social media, everybody's this big lady boss, and we're taking over the world.
Lady boss.
Yeah, this has been going on for decades, right?
Okay.
Where women are building themselves up to be equal. The only thing I believe right now that's not equal is the pays, and hopefully those get adjusted soon, where a woman deserves to get paid.
Okay.
For the same role as a man. But lately, social media, it's getting a little bit weird because it's almost like a bit of men bashing. So men were men before they went to work, they controlled the companies, whatever. But I've been working long enough that I've worked for some serious women who were VPs or the president or my director, and it's pleasant. And they never walked in with, "I'm the lady boss." They just walked in with, "I'm the boss." And here we are. You know? And lately you hear a lot of, "I'm going to do this because I'm a girl." Yes, but just do it.
But do you think that, and I'm just playing the devil's advocate here, do you think that maybe there's all this pushback on like proving yourself as a woman because we've had to do that in the past?
Maybe, but why linger on the past, right? It's like anything else. Like the doors are there. Look, first black president in the United States.
But then we can't just like forget about the fact that there were slaves. You know what I mean? Just
no,
because
not forget,
progress.
But you don't have to. It doesn't always have to be a topic of conversation. That's history, right? And yes, your ancestors were slaves, as probably mine were too. Like I come from an island where it was inhabited by many cultures, and they used to send all their prisoners and all their people that they didn't want. Just like Quebec, right?
Okay.
The first settlers of Quebec were the people that didn't have a bright future for them in France, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and most of them were either poor or prisoners, or you want to get out of jail. Would you like to go to the new country and colonize and do this? And my family comes from Sicily, so we have Spanish, we have Norwegian, we have Greek, we have Arab. From our beach, you see the coastline of Tunisia.
Okay.
Right? So there's all these different cultures in us that they sent these people here hundreds of years ago to inhabit an island because they probably weren't wanted there. Or, you know what I mean? So do I go back 1,000 years and say, yeah, well, my grandfather was a prisoner and he was a slave? And no, it's today. Live for today. You can't always say, example, I'm black, that's why. No, because President Obama, from what we were discussing earlier, he prepared himself. He worked himself.
But he had to work so much harder to beat glass ceilings.
But he did it.
What do you mean he didn't?
He became president. So
but I'm sure that he put in so much more work.
Maybe.
To defeat
but
stereotypes.
The women I've worked for
prejudices
didn't work any harder than a man. They went to the job interview. They went to school. They studied their position, they worked, and they became VP, right? They didn't have to work twice as hard as a man to get the result. Maybe to get the job, you know what I mean? Because there is still a little bit of that. But I'm saying it's not closed. It's not, you could do whatever you want today. Anything you want. You could do
I believe
whatever
that.
you want.
I believe that.
Right?
I
In
also,
Western culture.
in Western
okay?
culture, I really do believe that you can do whatever you want. But I also do believe that I'm more privileged than like somebody who will be judged because of racist people. Because these people do exist. Racism exists. Like all of these issues exist because of history, you know? So like we do have to
They
keep
do,
history
but
in our minds so that it doesn't,
okay, but before
the future doesn't repeat.
you asked me if I wanted to talk politics, right?
Yeah.
So there's this, right? There's, okay, Obama, again, just because he is a black man.
Yeah.
Okay? But so he grew up as a black person, right? A black man. He studied, he cultivated himself, hyper intelligent, perfect family, kids. His wife is awesome too. And then once he's running, not only is he black, then there's the blue and the red. Right?
Yeah.
So the obstacles were many for him because of his race. But he accomplished it. And that's all I'm saying is that he didn't come out and say, I'm this black man and I'm gonna, you know, like other black people still keep doing, or like people that, white people too, or female, that, why didn't I get that job? Maybe
Like Hillary
because you
Clinton.
just didn't get the job.
Do you think that Hillary Clinton didn't become president because she's a woman?
No, Hillary Clinton didn't become president because of all the controversy that surrounded her, and that she came out as maybe being a bit iffy and a liar.
And
You
Trump?
know what I mean? And Trump is the guy that aced the interview. He came out, I'm going to make America great again, and I'm going to do this.
And you don't think that it's because
and I have
he's a
this
man?
bag. No, not at all.
So,
not
like,
at all.
so you don't
if
believe that,
anything,
like-
I think America would be ready for a female president. You see, I go back, okay, when her husband was president, and he had so much controversy. There was the sex scandal. There was this arrogant, I'm the president guy. You know, this rock star kind of president guy. You know, and it's the same family. So there's all this dirty
Tension,
laundry
yeah.
that lingered into her political direction, and then people just clobbered her, emails, this, that. So had she ran without all this baggage and all these negative, she had a good chance. She had a great chance, right? But half of the Americans, because we look, you know, when we look at the United States, everybody thinks Hollywood and Baywatch and you know,
movies,
But it's people that live in homes, the little rural streets with the, you know, Main Street, and some people live in trailers, and some people are really like old, you know, Christian, like that can't happen, right? In the little towns, there's this, there's not a big modern evolution. There's different cultures. There's different mindsets. There's the South that they're like, right?
Traditional.
So do we have this lady that her husband was already president, that's got all this negative stuff going around her, right? And then Trump played on that, right?
So, but I guess my only question is like, do you think that men and women are equal?
Yes, I do.
And do you think that they're, like, why?
Because all the opportunities are there. I saw something the other day. It was really funny. Again, on Instagram. There were a lot less women producers than there are men. Music producers.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Fact. Right? Right?
Okay.
But all of Billboard, top 10, 9 out of those 10 are women. Right? So what do the men say? I don't get to be on Billboard anymore.
Well,
You know
no,
what I mean?
they just gotta
But if
produce
you want to
good
be
work.
but if you want to be a producer,
Yeah.
right? If Fiona tomorrow wants to be a producer with headphones and direct the singer, who's stopping you? Why was that necessary? There's no law that says a woman can't be a producer.
Yeah, I think my only issue why I'm disagreeing is that there's history about all of this, so we can't ignore it.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying why make it a point? Just do it. Like because
For sure.
because it makes social media is making it sound like men, all of men, are stopping you. No, just do it.
Yeah,
if tomorrow
okay.
you're this hot producer or you're the next president of the United States, they'd be stupid not to hire you because you're that good, right? So if you're that good, I don't think the fact that you're a woman is going to stop that. Now, should you get paid the same? Yes.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's where it's wrong. But nobody has stopped anybody from doing anything. You know what I mean? Right?
Well, men have stopped women in the past. Have. So that's why
and
I
so
think
there was slaves, there was the Holocaust, there was but you can't live in the past. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't think it's
you're
about
Fiona
living in
today,
Yes.
and whatever happened to your grandparents or to your ancestors, it's your history, it's your lifeline, it's where you come from.
That's it.
That's why Ancestry.com is so huge. Everybody wants to know, oh my God, I'm half Danish, and but it's you're living today, you're living you. Like that's
but the only reason why I'm able to live today is because these issues were fought for.
Yes.
Women's rights were fought for because they had to be fought for because men were.
But everything had to be fought for. Everything.
I mean, some things came easier to others. Like things came easier to men, especially white males. Things came easier to white humans.
Such as
life, like jobs. Like being in the workforce, women couldn't even like take a bus and do things alone.
Yeah, but that's 100 years ago.
For sure.
But that was not so much men. It was more religious, more being held back because of your religion, because of how you were raised, right? Like the Christian wife had to be home and raise the kids. It wasn't the men who really controlled that.
Well, think of governments. We didn't see any women in government
because the religion was behind it, right? A good old Christian man or a good old Jewish man goes to work and he's the provider, and the wife is home taking care of the family, the babies, the cooking.
These religions created separation.
We grew and we're not there anymore.
You don't think?
No.
I really think we are.
No.
I still think because religion still exists.
Look,
traditional.
Yeah, but it's fading out and people are making their own decisions. Look, England had Margaret Thatcher as prime minister, right? I think we briefly had a female prime minister. Now, she wasn't good. Not because she was a woman. She just wasn't good, right? And all those things matter because it's history. But that's like saying the white man owns Canada, but how many natives did they kill to acquire it? What should they be saying? We don't have the opportunities, but do something, build yourself, create yourself. That's the past. Like those were primitive ways of doing things. They were ugly ways of doing things. There was, you know what I mean? But today, as a woman or as a man, how does a man feel when he didn't get the VP job?
I think he's just like, oh, I didn't do a good job. But I don't think there's a thought.
Deserve it.
I don't think there's a thought in a guy's head like, oh, it's because I'm a man. But if I was a woman going for a really high role, I'd be like, it's probably because I'm a woman.
But
that's what I'm saying is that. But you made that probability. But we have those thoughts because of our past.
But why wouldn't the company hire you if you were the best for the result? Because you're a woman today, 2019.
I personally still think that men and women are not equal in the workforce. Well, we literally are.
Salary, yes.
Salary, yeah.
Salary, yes. But what's the workforce?
And also just like women not being hired because of maternity leave, knowing that they're going to be gone for 9 months.
That's a bit gone, but it's there.
It is there.
Okay. Look, now it has nothing to do with women, okay? The 9-month maternity leave, right? It's nature. Your nature is to have babies, right? And to be gone for a year and a part of your 9 months. Right?
And I think you can split it now between male and female, the maternity leave.
Yeah, but human instinct. One, if the guy takes off, 6 months later, they're going to fire him. It's happened. I've seen it. Like, there's no way you're going to take 6 months off and come back and still be director of finance.
Yeah.
We need you here. That's your job, right? Now, the same applies to a woman, right? You're the VP of a bank and you leave for a year and 3 months, right? It's not because you're a woman. It's because you left for a year and 3 months because you had a baby, because you're a woman. But the bank needs you. They need you. That's why in the States, you're off a month, you're back to work because it's about work.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want all of these privileges, it might cost you something else. Like if I hire somebody to work for me, I need them there 5 days a week, 9 to 5, right? So I've hired people that they ace the interview and then a week later, hey man, my femme in flat. Man, it's 3 flats in a month. I haven't had a flat in 25 years. So I need you to work. It's not because I don't like you or he doesn't like me because of whatever race or... No, you didn't show up to work. So we have to differentiate that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if you're gone a year and 3 months, right? That's a lot of time. You're not a customer service agent. You're the director of finance. You're the VP of sales, right? You're going to get your job back, but it hurt the company because you were absent, because they hired you.
Yeah, so my only thing is like, should women suffer
but is that because you're a woman and it's not fair, or it's because you're a woman by nature and you took advantage of what the government gave you as perks that's going to hurt your job?
I wouldn't say take advantage of. I would say like
not
this
take advantage
like,
like purposely, but you're gone for a year and 3 months, right?
To have another guy's kid, yeah.
To have a kid. To start a family, which is human and natural and beautiful, but the corporation doesn't care, and it's because you're a woman, but it's not because you're a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they hired a guy, he won't have that problem. And the VP of sales, if he takes 5 weeks off, he's gonna lose his job.
Yeah.
So
I do agree with that. I see that side.
My friends that have high position jobs never took the 5 weeks off. You're done, because there's gonna be that meeting where Judas is gonna knock you out. I've seen it. You don't take 5 weeks off. You take 5 weeks off when you're a sales rep, when you're customer service.
But not the VP
it's my
of
right.
finance.
You don't. You're gonna lose that job within the year.
First, let me just say that I'm really happy that we have a disagreement about something, okay? And we can still laugh and talk about it.
Yes.
Because I love disagreeing with people.
What's your disagreement?
I don't think men and women are equal, and I think that just like I don't think
equal in what, in work or as people?
In society, even just talking to a lot of women and the way that they feel that they're looked at, and you know, I never even thought of like sexual harassment as a form of inequality, but I really think it is. And like, you know, I was talking...
Unfortunately, it exists.
Yeah, and it is a form of inequality. And like yesterday I was at work and I was talking to a group of women who were, one of them was talking about how she was getting off of the metro and she was being followed, and you know, she was like scared for her life, and she's like, men don't have to worry about this. Men don't have to worry about being scared for their life or followed. And I do agree with that. I really do agree with that. I don't think men watch their back, unless they're gonna get jumped. That happens, but not to get raped or stolen or kidnapped. Like, and I feel like
I agree.
Women just need to be careful.
Yes, but that's a whole different
is it
mental mind. Yeah. Well, look, I'm gonna be 50 years old. I've never stalked a girl. I never went up to a girl and said, "Hey, baby, what's happening?"
Because you got a good a head on your shoulder.
I know, but a lot of some men do that. Like we see it today, with the Me Too movement, the hashtag Me Too movement.
So what do you think about that?
That's awful to know that these people, and unfortunately, it had to be these media people, these big, famous media people, that made it all more sensationalized.
Yeah.
Not like everyday life. So when you're this news anchor, this guy that has a lock under his desk to shut his door,
Yeah.
that's absolutely insane and crazy and scary, right? For women, right? Now, at work, that shouldn't happen, or outside. You fear, like you said, like you don't
For
know
your
what's
life.
like somebody's following, but that's not a man versus woman thing. That's somebody's wired a little bit wrong that does that. There's a lot of them.
I think there are just
You understand?
inequalities that
But-
there are different scales and spectrums
Yeah,
of inequality,
but it's
but
not
it does
it's
exist.
not an equality thing. We're just not the same. We're not made the same, and a guy's brain works different. You know what I mean? A guy looks at a woman and says, "Oh my God," you know what I mean? And that's how we're wired. Now, if you pursue that craving, then it becomes creepy.
Yeah.
But it's a psychological thing. It's not a man versus women thing.
Yeah.
That's what not my argument, but my point was. Like if you're that nuts, then it's wrong. You know what I mean? It's one thing to go up to a girl in a club and say, "Wow, you're stunning, you're beautiful," and ha ha ha, and with all the cheesy pickup lines. It's still maybe a little creepy.
Yeah.
Than to go up to a girl and grope or grab. That's, you just upped it up a notch.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen. But that has nothing to do with equal rights, or you know what I mean? That's a whole different.
Yeah, it's another form of inequality, I would
You
think.
understand? And it's sad that I'm gonna say this, but it's human nature. You know what I mean? It's wired that way. It's like, why are there pedophiles? Why are there sex addicts? Why are there people that rape on impulse? I mean, it happens daily. We don't hear about it, and it's not right. But then there's also, I know a few guys that are psychologically abused at home, and they're just yes guys, and the women are like,
Yeah.
So, but guys don't come out and say, "I'm psychologically abused at home," because that would be
their
insane.
machoism.
And there you go. You see, so we could be here all week. It's just, I think social media has made it just bigger than it actually is, or it's trying to have an impact of some kind of whatever. But like, I don't know how to say this again. Like, my friends are women. They have great jobs. They have people that respect them under their men.
Yeah.
Banks. They're VPs of banks.
Yeah.
We don't have these conversations. It's more with younger, oh my God, rah, because we all want the revolution, right?
Yeah.
And it's fine. Fight for your rights. It's only going to get better.
I
But
like
it's not
hearing
this
this.
big, like, being an older man, I'm established. I have a home life.
Yeah.
We don't see this. We don't. And I've worked in professional environments, and I have interaction with people on a daily basis. I have lots of clients. I have, but like I said before, we don't have enough women producers. Yeah, but women are dominating the Billboard charts. So what are guys saying? Guys don't get signed anymore. Women took over, and I'm never gonna get a chance in music because Ariana Grande took the first 3 spots. It's like,
well, no,
but you know what I mean? It's the same. That's how I perceive it.
I don't think it's the same thing. Just because you guys, the roles have not been reversed. Guys have not been put in
but that's what I was
situations
saying
like that.
at the beginning. Are women fighting for equality, or they're fighting to one up?
No, and that's what I think is the biggest misconception of feminism today.
There was the meme that I read the other day on Instagram. I saw a meme, like something like, the guy really digs me, but wait till he finds out I make 3 times the salary. What does that mean? It shouldn't be that.
No, it shouldn't. It should definitely not be that.
We coexist, right? We're men, women.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people think that feminism means like women need to be better than men. And I just want to say that on behalf of all feminists, it just means equality.
But that's not what I was saying. I agree totally with that. It's on social media, it's being perceived differently. You know what I mean?
As in, women are trying to one-up men.
A little bit. Yeah. You know? And
I think that's a shame. It's a shame.
This was just a topic of discussion. It's not like we had to, bring this out and make it a crazy thing.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge issue in society today, and it's a shame that like we can't see things the same, like and appreciate each other's.
We're a tight family in my household with I have nieces and we treat everybody the same. They get the same speech. They get the same. You could do this. It's not about your brother and your sister and no. It's you're the same. You could be an orthodontist and you could be an orthodontist.
Yeah.
You could be. You need to be. Now, what happens around you in society, you can't control that from a personal level, right? It's back to when we started before. You need to work on you, girl, boy, whatever,
Work on you, but also know your place in society.
Yeah.
Like know where you fit and know history so that it doesn't repeat itself.
Yeah.
Like we can't ignore what happened, but we also shouldn't focus on that either. That I do believe that we shouldn't focus on the history, but we can't ignore it.
Okay.
So we act the way we act today because of the things that have happened in the past.
But you shouldn't, because then
because we're not going to walk around painting our faces
resentful.
Black.
Yeah, it's like.
But would you wear like black paint on your face for Halloween? Do you know what I mean? Like,
no.
There are things that you wouldn't do because of history.
Yes, but to bring it up as an argument, it would be like me and you had a disagreement 5 years ago, and then we apologize to each other, and then we have a disagreement now 5 years later, and I throw it in your face. You know what I mean? It's forgotten. It's still there because it happened. You're never gonna forget, but it shouldn't be your new thing.
But you will conduct yourself in a way, and I'm just thinking of the argument. Let's say 5 years ago we had an argument, you dressed up in my heels, and I got extremely offended. Okay, look, I'm just thinking here.
That's ugly.
And I got extremely offended, and I'm like, don't mock me as a woman, whatever. So then we end up getting over that argument. Okay, 5 years pass, and then 5 years later, like on the same day, you're not going to ever wear my heels again. So you're acting according to your history with me, because you know that should not happen again because you've seriously offended. Yeah. So then moving forward, then like hundreds of years down the line, people know don't wear heels as men because we don't want to offend women.
We discussed before, when you're with different people, you need to act maybe a little differently or not do stuff.
Yeah.
You're saying the exact same thing, right? Like I did something that bothered you.
I would never ever wear black paint no matter who I'm around, Like it would just not be something I could ever do because of history.
Okay,
so it doesn't matter
let's
who
say
I'm around.
You had done that and you really got like reprimanded by somebody.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it again.
Ever.
Okay, that's it. Okay, but we discussed that before. It's like, when you have that friend around you that doesn't adapt to you. They just do all these little things that piss you off, and then you're like, you got to stop doing that, right? And then they alter their behavior according to when you're around. They don't change themselves, but they know you don't like certain things, like or stupid humor or whatever, so they adapt. It's the same thing, right? But as a youngster, okay, which is not long ago, okay, all the news anchors were men with a tie. Hi, I'm right? Now, it's mostly women. Anywhere.
Okay.
CNN, Fox, CTV, right? We have Mitsumi, we have Annie DeMelt, we have all these people. Like, they're there. Maybe they don't get the same salary. Again, that's wrong, but they're there. Nobody said, what? A girl anchor? Why? No, like, so when you go on social media, it's like all these opportunities are there for you. Like,
Yeah.
what more do you like? What do you want social media to do for you? It's not social media that's gonna like. And there is a history, sure. There's a lot of things that have happened. There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Look, I and you experienced 9/11, right? Was crazy. Like that day, the world stopped.
Yeah.
The world just went, right? And I think I was stuck watching the news for 2 weeks to the point where I told my wife, you got to get the remote out of my hand or else I'm stuck to the TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the world stopped. This crazy, crazy event happened in the world, right? What happened after that?
People slowly get back into life.
They rebuilt.
Yeah.
It wasn't, oh my God, we got hit and what
Well,
are we
no,
gonna
but
do
now
now?
terrorism is a huge thing because of that.
Yeah, but that's they took their troops, they took what they had to do, and they went and take care of whatever. But they rebuilt, right? You're gonna protect yourself, but you rebuilt. You didn't say
With a new filter, though. Now
Yes.
you're like, you see someone in a hijab and racism exists like crazy because of that. So, like, history forms us and how we are.
history also repeats itself. But
That's
the hijab is a symbol of that. There's still young people that tattoo the swastika on their body. That's wrong. That kid didn't learn anything, or he doesn't care, or he's just extreme in his head. Do we judge everybody according to that person? You know,
It's a tough situation.
like I've been going to the hospital lately to see my dad, and there's a lot of ladies that wear a hijab. There's different cultures, all nurses, black, French Canadian, Arab, like just and the like. It never crossed my mind. This lady's taking care of my dad, and if she's smart enough to be a nurse, or in the medical field. I shouldn't judge her based on these other people.
We're lucky here because
know?
we live in Montreal, and Montreal is so culturally accepting.
Because when we came here, when my parents came here from Italy, they were Italian, or the Greeks, or whoever came in many years after the settlers, right? All the immigrants, they weren't looked upon as anything great until they built.
Yeah.
Right? Italians, Greeks, whoever, we built the city. We built. And now, when nobody says, oh, whatever, you prove yourself.
Yeah.
Right? There's always going to be that person, whatever the words are, right? So there's always going to be that person that's going to not like a certain culture. There's always that. It's human nature. It's sad.
It's a shame.
It's sad, but it's really human nature and everything else as well. We're like men, women, we're human, but we're not equally made the same.
Yeah.
We don't have the same thought process. But the results could be the same or better.
Yeah.
Or, right? And nobody before you were suppressed. You were held back. You were with the hint of religion in there, with the hint of, but today you could be whatever you want.
But we can't ignore what happened. That's what I'm saying.
No, never. And I never said that. But you can't live in the past either, because that's what you're doing. It's like, stupid example, but real example, right? My ex-boyfriend was right?
Yeah.
The next guy that comes around, you can't go in with that, because
With that
it's not
mentality.
going to work.
But you will inevitably be more cautious, and
But
your actions will
hopefully
change.
smarter. Because being
smarter,
overcautious is cautious in what? You're protecting yourself from what this person maybe is not capable of. You know what I mean? So you're not, just go with the flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's different when you have experiences that have shaped you. It's like yes, you go with the flow, but you have a different filter now with the world. If you've been abused, if you've been
Definitely.
like,
But
yeah,
you'll also be better at filtering out people.
yeah,
You know, but if you never got over something, whether it's a relationship or the way you were brought up, or you know, some people, that guy has mommy issues and he's
yeah.
50.
I definitely
like,
don't think it's about getting over
yeah,
it, but just being able to, you know, not bring your baggage into new relationships,
exactly.
but also keep an open eye. Let's get into one of my favorite questions for everyone who has a dream and like who are dreamers. What would you say to the person who's going to give up on their dream to make them not give up?
Okay, life gives you a lot of surprises every day, and you need to be persistent. You need to develop a thick skin. You need to want to be who you want to be every day. And sometimes you can have a good day, you can have a bad day, but you gotta keep wanting to do that. The result might not be what you want in the end, because not everybody gets to be that.
Exactly what they envisioned.
Yes, but you will have acquired a solid character. You will have become you. I know that's where I'm at. I never decline a challenge. I never let life put me down. Like I told you, I've been broke. I've been punched, kicked, everything. You know, whether metaphorically or physically. You just go on. You pick up the pieces. You go on. You surround yourself with good people. People that have insight. I live by, if you're the smartest if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. I live by that. I always want to be around people that are going to show me something, that are going to teach me, so I can transfer this information to myself and to other people later, or at the same time. And I always wanted to be, as a young child, a rock star. It didn't happen. It just didn't happen. And it's fine, because that's a thing. It's kind of like a thing. I want to be this thing.
Yeah.
But in all that, I've become me. And I'm now transferring this information to other people, because I'm still doing what I wanted to do. And I'm involved in music. I'm involved with young people.
You're still loving your life.
I was asked to be a judge at Sir Wilfrid Laurier's school, Starfest.
Ooh.
So people are recognizing, I don't know, my expertise or my opinions, or
That's
which
cool.
was a huge compliment. I'm working with Ari.
Yeah.
I'm working with other people as well that are musical. Our producer, we discuss other stuff, and some once in a while, people text me and say, "Hey, my son just started playing guitar. Do you know a teacher? Do you or my daughter sings. What do you suggest?" So I've become a person that never let go of my dream. Everything else is work. I have a job. I have a day job. I have a family. I have a good life.
Yeah.
I work at it. You got to work at it. And your dream should always be intact if it's realistic.
Okay.
Right?
That makes sense.
And doesn't mean it's going to happen. Right? So, a perfect example, musical. Right?
Yeah.
There's one person that thinks, and this person doesn't exist, it's just a point I'm making, that they want to become the next Ariana Grande. So they have put in their head that that's their competition, or that's the obstacle, but the obstacle is not that. The obstacle is that there's 5 million other people that want to be...
That have that same dream.
Same dream.
Yeah.
What's going to make you different?
By trying to accomplish that.
Is working
by trying to be yourself. That's it.
But at the end, maybe not the end, but at one point, maybe it didn't happen. Maybe you were that good, but it just didn't happen. Like, how are you going to live at that point? What are you going to do? Right?
You're going to change your goals.
That's right. But it doesn't mean you're going to stop singing or dancing.
That's it.
You understand? Like, it's just that.
Don't beat yourself up about it.
You become this great singer. Maybe you'll work on a cruise ship. Maybe you'll have a casino gig.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be a producer. Maybe you'll be a
the
mentor,
little
a
accomplishments.
coach. Right? So, because not everybody... One time, I had a meeting with my boss. And he's like, why is everybody miserable in this company? This is a true story. And I said, one, you don't pay equal to the other companies, right? So TELUS was paying X amount of dollars, and we were $2-3 short an hour. So you're in customer service, and you're making $3 less than your friend at TELUS.
Yeah, you're resentful, for sure.
So that's one reason. Reason number two, human nature. Fiona, every day of her life, is going to dream of being the VP of the company. But you're in customer service. Did you go take extra courses?
Yeah.
Did you go better yourself to reach, right? So human nature is like, oh man, I want to be this person. But you got to work for it. You're nobody's going to say, oh my God, let's go. You're the next. You got to be there. You got to be at the audition. You got to be at the practice. You got to put yourself out there. You got to do your podcast. You got to, people like me, your friends that are going to share and make you explode into this and help you and guide you and, but it's all you. It starts with you. What do you want to do to achieve this, right? Now, you said I could lift 200 pounds.
You could.
I could.
Easily.
But the way you do it, I would have to start with 20.
Of course.
So,
start
right?
small.
So if tomorrow I say, Fiona, I wanna do squat lifts like you,
Boom.
I'm not gonna start at 180.
You're gonna start with the stick.
Right? So until because I physically could lift 200 pounds, but if I do what you do,
you're gonna break your back.
Yeah. Or I'm gonna say, what are you, crazy, right? So probably break my back.
Yeah.
So it's that. It's really working it and becoming the best that you can with the resources that you have. And sometimes you go get those resources.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on the phone all the time. People say, like, how'd you get that gig? Well, I called and I said, hey.
You put in the work. That's it.
And what are you going to say? No? I'm a salesman by nature. You're going to say no?
That's fine. I'm going to call the next person.
I wrote to you, said, hey, Fiona, I loved your interview, right?
I want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, first it was with Ari, and you reacted with a big, okay, it's done, right? The worst thing you could have said, I don't know, okay.
And then
thanks.
what, your ego's a little bruised? Move on.
Yeah, well, yeah, but thank you. Next.
Thank you.
Wow.
Next.
That's funny.
So we have a couple, 2 minutes left. So I just want to rapid fire questions. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Wow. Mind reader.
Mind reader?
Yeah.
How come?
It would just make things a lot easier.
Yeah, no guessing.
Yeah.
And then the last question, this is the hard-hitting question. This is the one that people struggle with. What is the meaning of life?
Wow. That's, I think today, just coming home to serenity and surrounding yourself with the people that matter, and then everything else in between that, it's just a day's work. I think you go to work, you have good days, you have bad days, but if you could come into an environment where it's just soothing, where you don't have
calm,
and that's the meaning of life.
Just to love it, just to love your life.
Enjoy your moment.
Serenity. I like it. We'll close it off at that. Yes.
Thanks.
All right, let's do it. Boom, 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 and we peace.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, Fiona.